Guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that tomorrow is the big one. Max versus Lewis, the final race of the Formula 1 season, the best season I can remember, possibly the best season ever. It all comes down to one race, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Equal on points, 365.5 points for Max, 365.5 points for Lewis. It's all to play for. So there's a few topics I'll be talking about in this video, starting with the track changes at Abu Dhabi. Now, over the last year since the last race, the Yas Marina circuit has undergone a number of changes. The first change being the chicane that was turns 5 and 6 has been taken out. So it goes straight from turn 1, flat out, through the corners, but you flat out from turn 1 to the hairpin. That's the new turn 5. The second change is after the second straight, the left chicane has been taken out for a long swooping left-hander that goes straight into the triple right-hander before the hotel section. And talking of the hotel section, the corners in the hotel section have been opened up slightly, giving the drivers more of a chance to attack it and less awkward for the drivers, hopefully, to improve how well they can follow. So, how do I think this is going to affect the racing? Now, before this weekend, I was quite optimistic that it would definitely help with racing. However, yesterday, Lewis Hamilton said he tried following Sergio Perez, and it was very hard, and it didn't make much of a difference, the new changes. And this morning, I watched some of the F2 race, and although there was some overtaking, it did seem like it was quite hard to follow. And when drivers got close, it was usually after the second straight where the left chicane used to be, which is quite a hard braking zone. And instead, with the swooping left-hander, it's very difficult to overtake as it is a much higher speed corner, so you can't dive down the inside. Having said this, I think it will be easier to overtake, even if very slightly. And I think the hairpin that's now turn 5 is a sort of a new overtaking spot, because it really wasn't before, because you had the little chicane and then you're straight into it, and it's hard to follow, and that's why we didn't get a lot of overtakes, because it was harder to follow going into the back straight. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is which team and drivers are looking better, Red Bull, Mercedes, Max or Lewis. And it's a difficult one. I think Mercedes do look like they've got a slight upper hand, but Max did go fastest in FP1, and he's been close to Lewis the whole weekend, even if Lewis has been slightly ahead. So I think Mercedes are looking better with Lewis, but on the long runs, Max was a lot closer than Lewis, although Lewis is on the mediums and Max is on the softs. Which, getting on to another point, it looks like Max is going to try and start on the soft tyres, get a better start, and probably hope to get track position on Lewis at the start, because I think he's already given up on finishing first in qualifying and getting the pole position. So I think he would like to get the jump into turn 1 so he can control the race, because if Lewis on the mediums is at the front from the start, he can just control the race and cruise to victory, hopefully for Lewis, if that's who you support. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is something I've seen a lot of people talking about, and the potential for Max to crash into Lewis to win the championship. Now, first I'd like to say, I don't think he will. Before Saudi Arabia, I was confident that he wouldn't, but that's put a little bit of doubt in my mind, but I don't think he would. I don't think he wants to win it like that. I don't think Red Bull want to win the championship like that. That's going to define his career, really. You know, the defining moment so far in his career, and he's crashing to Lewis on purpose. That's bad for him, that's bad for the Red Bull brand, and he could easily get disqualified or points deducted, as the race director put in his notes to the drivers this weekend, reminded them that he can disqualify people from the championship or deduct them points, try and deter anyone from purposefully crashing into others. Not that I think it's going to happen. So hopefully it's a clean race and the best driver wins. Talking of the race, my predictions is the last thing I'll be talking about. And I'll talk through qualifying first, I think, because I'm recording this before qualifying. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out before qualifying. I think Lewis is going to get on pole. I do. And I think it'll be Max second. I'll predict the top 5, why not? I think it could be Max, Lewis, Bottas, Leclerc, Gasly. I don't think Perez is going to do too well in qualifying, as we've seen on quite a few occasions this season. Now the race, how do I think the race is going to go? I think Max is going to start on the softs and Lewis on the mediums. Now Max will be on the dirty side of the grid, but also the softs will give him the jump. So I think he's going to dive down the inside of Lewis, no matter what really, unless he's too far back, like really too far back. I think he's going to dive down the inside of Lewis, like we saw at Saudi Arabia. And I think obviously Lewis is going to get out of the way, as he always seems to at the moment. And I think Max is going to lead into turn 1. Hopefully it's a clean move and he doesn't get a penalty for it, like we saw in Saudi Arabia. He can get a penalty. But I think it will be a clean move. I think Max will lead there. He'll obviously have to pit first on the softs, and it's looking like it could be a 2-stop race because of the high curves we saw in Qatar are back for Abu Dhabi, and Pirelli only found out about this on Thursday when they got here, and that's bad for them because they got some punctures in Qatar and they've brought the softest available tyres to Abu Dhabi. So we could see some punctures in the race, hopefully not, but we could. That's why I think it'll be a 2-stop for Max, at least starting on the softs. I think Max will start on the softs, pit before Lewis, and then go to the mediums, and probably the mediums again to the end. But I think Lewis will try a 1-stop, mediums to hard, and I think he'll have the pace to do it. Barring a safety car in which he can pit and go onto the same strategy as Max, I think it'll be an easy win if there's no safety cars. So I think Lewis is going to win the race and the championship. Now, that's all for me for this video, so make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. And that's it really. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and just enjoy the race.